Hey there, welcome back to Featherwood Farm. This is Darcy, and right now we are in the backyard by the deck and the fire pit garden, and I'm gonna pick up where I left off like a month ago at this point, and continue edging the fire pit garden and putting down that rock border. I've got a wagon full of rocks. It's not gonna go very far, so I'm gonna have to make so many trips back and forth. But just getting this cleaned up, and then I want to actually remove kind of the berm that we had built up. I mentioned in a video previously that we put that there to plant really tall grasses to act as a screen against our neighbors, but since that construction we have built a privacy fence, so it's really no longer needed, and the chickens keep like eroding the soil, so it's not functioning properly. So I'm going to take the remaining grasses out of there, try to remove kind of the bulk of that berm, and then replant things around it. And I don't know if I'll get to it tonight, but I want to also go through the fire pit garden and kind of respace some things. Everything that I put in here when I built this 3 years ago now, I think, I got as plugs and I spaced them all fairly close together, and now they need a little bit of room, and things have been reseeding, and it's a little crowded in spaces, so I want to kind of get that all situated and looking nice. Again, don't know how much I'm going to get done today, but we're going to get started with the edge. So with this edge, most of it is pretty decent soil, so I'm kind of pulling out the weeds that might have grown in and tossing the soil kind of back up and into the bed, because a lot of it has been just kicked out by the chickens, and that's what ruined this edge. It's what ruins a lot of edges in this garden. Gonna remove a few of these daffodil bulbs because I don't want to bring this edge out any further. That would kind of ruin the line I have going here, but pretty sure the rocks would cover some of these where they're at. I don't know if you can see her on the camera, but the little red dog, that is Okapoka. She will be celebrating her 14th birthday here soon. She's an outdoorsy lady. She loves being outside. I think she was meant to be some sort of guardian dog, maybe in a past life. Okay, so these two plants right here are those really tall yellow cone flowers that are a native. Really beautiful, especially when there's a nice breeze, they can sway in. They do seem to have a tendency to topple. I did not plant these. I did not buy these. I don't really know how they got here. What I actually planted here are Rudbeckias, and I have a couple that are going to be crowded out by these. My only thought is maybe I purchased these from a now defunct native online store, online nursery, and I'm thinking maybe they were in the same pots. Maybe a seed got in there. I don't know, because yeah, I did not buy these, but I'm gonna keep them. And since they get like 5-6 foot tall, the mid front of this bed is not really an ideal spot. So I'm gonna dig these up and put them in between these two Carl Forster featherweed grasses that I just planted over here. This is Adora. She's coming through and eating all the fire ants that we dug up. I've never looked into it, but every time I dig something and there are fire ants or red ants, it always has a very citronella-y scent. That's how I know that I've hit them before I even see them. If I smell that, I know that I'm about to get bit. And that's interesting. I should look up what that means. If anybody knows, tell me. But yeah, I am feeling pretty good about everything that I got done. I got these planted in here, and that's kind of it as far as moving the perennials around. So still have to go through these like echinaceas, the asters, rudbeckias that I have, and a few other things, and kind of spread them out, make it look a little more natural, a little less clustered. That'll be nice. I'm not super worried about these, suffering too much, both the grasses and these cone flowers, just because it's a pretty cool night. It's like 7:30, it's maybe 60 degrees, and we've had a lot of rain in these last few days, so they've been well watered, got them watered in nicely, and there isn't a whole lot of heat, so hopefully they'll take the night to kind of recover from the very stressful parts. And this week isn't supposed to be very hot, so I'll make sure to keep them watered well and keep an eye on them to prevent any wilting, but I don't expect that I'm gonna lose them by any means. So it feels good to have this done. Well, to be working on it again, rather. I guess it's not done. But yeah, I am liking the changes made already, and I'll probably get back to work in a few days on this area again. But thank you for joining me, and we'll see you in the next video.